Hello everyone. Let's build the student info Laravel project from the absolute scratch step by step. Last week we saw how we can install the Laragon server from scratch, and we saw how we could configure um, ready for running the Laravel project. This is Calvince Harst, and I work under the Harst Logics. This is our website www.harstlogics.com, where I have started uploading our projects. In future, you will be able to navigate through this website where you will be getting all the scripts that we are learning here. So from there, you can build and develop. We have the YouTube videos that we are also uploading. So if through your preference, you can prefer to watch the YouTube, or you can use the script on our website to step by step run and build your projects. So without wasting time, let's start today, and not forgetting to show you so that you support me by liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel, that is Logics. My YouTube is Logics. When you open your YouTube, then you search for the Logics. Our channel is Logics. So at Logics here, you will be able to subscribe and then select the bell icon for future projects. Okay, so without wasting time, I want us to do today is to sorry for about that. So what we want to do today is to create project. We are going to create DB, create migration and model. We are also going to see how we can create a seeder in Laravel. Then we will also create controller and routes. Then we will also see how we can build blades and connect them to different routes. So we are going to create three blades, that is layout, index, and the show blade, that is for a single show of information. Then we will also be able to migrate our data from migrate seed, and then we run our project. Okay, so we can also see, in case we meet up with other challenges of debugging our project, so I'll show you how to troubleshoot on that. We are going to use the Firefox browser. So from there, I just want us to start by ensuring that our Laragon is running, because actually we are going to use Laragon. Mm, we are going to use Laragon terminal to run our projects all through. Later on, or in future, we shall see how we can do that directly on a text editor. So let's first of all start our Laragon and ensure that the server is running. So look for the Laragon. So our server is here, and you, as per now, you can see that just close this one. We don't need the license. We just want to use the, let me just do that. We just want to use the free version. Okay, oops. So let's start our services. I think I did something wrong because I did not create. So let us get our license very fast, because I'm supposed to be running on this free license. Okay, so yeah, so we can see that our services are running. And so what we are going to do is to ensure that we have the PHP admin. So let's check if you have PHP admin by clicking menu. Then we go to PHP. Then we have menu MySQL, sorry. And then we have PHP my admin 6 and PHP my admin. admin down there. Because we are going to use PHP version 8.3, I will be using phpMyAdmin. But as per now, I know we've not installed phpMyAdmin. If you click on that, it will take you here. This shows you that we have not already set it up, installed it, and set it up. So what we need to do is to go to menu, tools. So we will go to menu, then tools, then we will check on add quick, then we will select phpMyAdmin here. So when you click on that, it will quickly download phpMyAdmin and set it ready, because that is the interface we are going to use to develop our databases. Okay, so give it a short time, and then the download and installation complete successfully. Let's just give it time by being patient. So as we can see, the installation is done successfully. And now when we go to our browser and we type localhost, we type localhost, then stroke php my admin, will be able to get to our php admin interface. We've not set the password, but the username is by default root. So we'll just type the root and then click on login. So it will directly take us to this interface. So here we can successfully create database. So the next thing that I want us to do is to now create our project, which of course we are going to do it right inside the server. That's Laragon. So our server, for us to run that, we will click on the terminal, and in the terminal we will be able to get into our www folder. If in case you've not got here directly, then you will need to cd to that directory. Then from there you'll type composer, we'll type composer create project, Laravel, Laravel, Laravel. Then we give our project folder name as student info. Then we enter. Then we wait for some few minutes and our installation will be ready. So I will just have to uh, post this to fast forward this video so that we will get, I don't want to take longer time with this video, so allow me to fast forward it. As we can see, our projects are successfully installed. So what we are going to do next is just to cd into the folder that we've created, and our folder was student info. So we will type here cd, we will type here cd student info dash info, and then we are right inside the folder. So we just keep it there for now. Then what I want us to do next is to create a database. So for us to do that, we come back to where we already we had already installed our phpMyAdmin, and there we create database by clicking on new. Then we give the database name. Okay, so let's name our database as student info. So we can call it student info. Then here we can choose, you can choose anyone which you like. I will just choose collation, then you hit create. So our database here is ready. Student info is ready with no tables. We will create tables using the script, so don't worry about that. So after doing that, then I would like us to update, because right now we have created this database, but we have not connected it to our project, which we've installed, and our project is found in the folder called as we saw yesterday. We are running on the, we go to our local C drive, then we come to Laragon. So under the Laragon, we come to www folder, then we have our folder here, student info. So from here, I just want to open this with using the Visual VS Code editor, which is going to really assist me very fast to do everything that we are going to do here. So allow me to open that in visuals. So let me call the VS Code editor, and what I'm going to do is to just browse the folder and come to this Laragon, come to www student, then select the folder, so it is going to open everything. So from there I will be able, so let me just trust that for now, and from there I will be able to do my work with ease. And I want us to override the settings here for the .env file, where we are going to set our database. For now it is set to SQLite, but for you to run the MySQL, which we are going to use, you have to uncomment everything here. So we have this one, you controls backward slash, like that, the forward slash, then you uncomment everything, and then here ensure that you write it to MySQL instead, not. So write this one as MySQL, then we come here, just leave it the way it is because it is localhost. Then we have here the Laravel, just here you set it to our database, which was a student. Remember our database name, don't make mistake, because if you make mistake then it won't connect. So our database name was here, so I can simply copy that. We have copy this database name, so we have the student info, then you come to your VS Code editor here and ensure that you paste the correct database name. Then actually the username is root, and then password, we are not using any password. So our database is set for now. Then now I want us to go to the next step, whereby we are going to create the student model and the migration. So for us to do that, so ensure that you save this file and then we can exit that. So we are going to create the student model, and then we are also going to create the migration, the database migration folder. So to do that, we are going to use a command for the PHP artisan. So let's just come back. I will have just run it directly inside here, but here I'm not going to use that because we have installed the composer on the Laragon. So just let's use our command terminal on the Laragon, and then you type PHP artisan make modern student. So we can call it student. Yeah, we can just call it student, like that. Then for us to make the migration, we say -m, and then you enter. So that is going to create successfully, and we can see also the migration has been created in this path. So when you come to our project folder, we come to our project folder. Let me just see what it is. Yeah, in the project folder, we will be able to see from the app, we come to models, and then we get our student model, which we have just created here. But because I've already opened that on the VS Code editor, so you will come to app, then you come to model, then student model. So this is actually um, suggesting for me Visual Studio Update. I will do that later. For now, but actually this is the model, but I've already created this model because I don't want to take much of the time typing on this thing. So let me just come here, and then I take all of these details for the model. Not really that, but what I'm going to do first before I go to the model, I'm going to first of all, go to the migration. You go to database, then you go to migration, and then our migration is created here. So here we are going to change these details with whatever I have here on my code. So you simply copy everything here, just like that, and then you come here and then you paste to override the details that we have there, then save the file. So after doing that, you can close this one. You are able to see all these details which I have just pasted. So this one, you can pause this video to help you type until you finish all these codes, but ensure that you properly uh, done it the way it's supposed to be. So it's going to create a table inside our database called students, which is here with all these table fields. Okay, so after you shall have done that, then you close that. Then what we are going to do next is just to make student model fillable. So we are going to make our student model fillable with the data that we shall be having. So to do that, we are going to come to back to our model, and then also I have code which I've prepared for the model. So I will just have to copy and paste it directly, right? And yeah, so let me just copy that from the model, and then I will paste it directly. So my model starts from here and then it ends somewhere here. Yeah, so I'll just take the code and I will override everything that is inside there, then save it. So this is our model, and we are going to make all these fields fillable. So we have the first name, last name, email, DOB, gender, course, and score fillable. So after that, you close the model. We are done with the model. So we are going to also create a seeder. So now we want to fill the tables with the database using the seeder. So before that, we have just to create the seeder using the terminal that we had here in the Laragon. So let's just say PHP artisan, that is what we will be mostly using. PHP artisan make seeder. You say make seeder, and you call it student, and we call it student seeder. Yes, and then you enter. So if you enter, then we are going to make that seeder called student seeder, which you have successfully created. So after that, then we are going to open our seeder. So we come back to our text editor somewhere here, and then we call, let me just close this, and then we come to seeder. Then we have the student seeder here, and then we are going to copy what I have here already created to make our work be faster. But with your time, you can pause the video and continue with your work, because you will be typing and the speed must be a bit slow. So you copy and then paste everything here. So this is our seeder. So these are data which we are going to use to populate our table, the table called students. So this one, once it's done, also you have to close that, and then we are going to the next one, which is to now register our seeder. Remember that we created, but the inbuilt or the default seeder is called database seeder, which is here. So we need to register that. So to do that, we will be creating another method here. We will call it, let me just type that one as this. Let's call this code. Actually, this code is successfully, we need this one is our seeder. Actually, it's not user table, but we call it student. We call it student seeder, and we call this, and we call this as there is a slight mistake somewhere which I've just made, because we need this one to be as an array. So the reason why I'm still checking on this and I don't see it working for me. So this is an array, and then we have to check this from here like that. Then you close this, so you remove this one, so that one, it will work for you better. So from there, we have successfully created, we just format this one properly. We can put it that way to make it be a bit clear. And then once that is done, then we will have to exit the database seeder, because we have successfully registered student seeder right here. So close that one. And then now we want to run the migration and then the seed. So to do that, we will come back to our terminal. We will come back to our terminal here, and then we write the PHP artisan. We will come to PHP artisan migrate. PHP artisan migrate. So we are going to migrate the table successfully. We can see we have migrated. How many tables are there? We've migrated. We made 4 migrations, and then we have to seed by populating our to populate our table. So we call that PHP artisan and then we call it db seed. So once you do that, you enter, and then we can see that our db is successfully populated. So when you click on this, you will get the data is already here. Okay, when you click on the student, we can see that we have the data that we already created there as dummy. So the dummy data is there. So now we can continue with our program. Okay, in case you have met any challenge, you can leave the comments. You can leave information or text on the comment section so that I can know. Okay, so let's now create our controller. That is our next step. We are going to create our controller. To create a controller, we are also going to use the command. By our command that we're going to run is php artisan. You can also manually do that, but I just prefer command because it works for me very fast. Make controllers. So we can say make controller, just the way we did the model, and then we call it student. Let's call this student controller. I think that is the best name for us for easier identification. So our controller is called student controller. Make sure that you don't have the spelling you spell check, because sometimes it may confuse you ahead. So you enter that, and our controller is successfully created. So I've also made some calls for the controller. I will come to the VS Studio, and then you come to the so let's come to our controller. That is the student controller, which is right here, and then we have the code for the controller which are already created. So you come here, down here we have controller here. I've already created everything, so you just want to copy everything and then we transfer it here. So I will delete everything and put that one right there. So we've also called this model, that is the student model, which we are going to use here. You can see, so in our search method, we have the search method here which is starting. So this is finding all the fields that we have, and then it will be displaying on the view. So we have the view file, which is called the index, which will display all the student, and then the search will display directly on the view file called the index. Then we have this method, the method here for the show, which this uses the ID to search the student details, and then it finds or fail, it look across into the database and retrieve information of student per student ID, meaning that this information which we are getting here is for one student. So we have the view file which is called show to retrieve information from the database and then give us the detail of one student. We will see how that works, and then after doing that you save and then you close. So we are done with the controller. Then we are going to create to add routes. So routes which is going to link our controllers with the view files. So to do that, we are going to use our default root file, which is called which is found under the resources. Then we come to not resources really. We have roots. Then we have web.php. We have this default one. Of course, if we run our project right now, our project will display something. So when we come to localhost and then we say student, our project was called student info, like that. Then you enter, it will take you to this. And when you click on the public, that is where our index file is, then you will get this Laravel 12 so far. So this is what we are able to see right now. But we want to ensure that when we run our project, what we are going to see here is instead the student details. So let's work on that. Okay. So we need to go down here and then we copy. I've already created our roots here. So our roots, we have this up to here. Of course, we are going to register this controller up here. So you cut it and put it on the right place. So this is showing the the route file or the routes where to get the commands which are going to take us to our view files. So it is under the student controller which we have here. So after doing that, you save this and then you exit. So we have created these two. So this is our first. Actually, this one we don't need it. We don't need this one, but this is what is going to run as our first view file, which is the home page. So you can save that and then exit that one. Then when we come to our blades now, we need to create the blades which are now going to make us view. So we have three blades. We have the app.blade, which is going to allow us to create um, other constant other repeated functions like the footer, the header, and other script functions. So we are going to use the app.blade. Then we are also going to create the index.blade.php, which is going to extend the layout.app. Then we are also going to have the show. So to create those blades, then let's just create their names. So we come to the first one. We are going to create it under view. So allow me just to collapse all everything. So we have the resources, then we come to view. Then I want us to create another folder called layouts, like that. So inside this folder, I want us to create now the file called app.blade.php, like that. Then now under the app.blade.php, we are going to add the code which I've already created here. Let me just copy everything. We'll copy and I will allow you to also see. So you can see here, I can also paste it here like that. So you can pause your video to ensure that you are able to see this properly. Yeah. And you are able to type everything the way it is. If you want to learn, we can also I can zoom out just like that to make it visible, all of the code. So this is our app.blade.php. So you can save that. You can edit your text here. Down here, you can change it to the text of your choice. And then after that, you will exit that one. Then we come to another view file which we are going to create, that is for index.blade.php. So we have index.blade index.blade.php, which is going to be under a folder. We need to create another folder under the view called students. Let us call one folder the name students folder, like that. Then inside the student, we are going to create a file called index.blade.php, index.blade.php, like that. Your students index.blade.php, and then in index.blade.php I have also prepared some codes for it, so I'll just have to copy this. Yes, so copy until you get to end section. So this is where section starts. We have the extend layouts, then we start the section with the title student list, then we have section content will go there, then we have looping, where we are going to use the for each, then we have the array students, which is going to collect data. So this our table, we have the table fields here, and then we have the table, which is this is now array the variables, which is student, which is going to loop inside the database to retrieve this information. So we have the column called email, course, score. Yeah, so all those if it is empty, then we are not going to see, we are going to see dash. So that is what this means. So we have this one, which is column, which is showing the student first name and last name. Yes, and then we end the for each loop. Then we end the table, we close table, we end if. We have if and if. Where is if? If is up here. So if it is empty, then we are going to display no students found. Else we are going to display all this information, and then we end the section. Okay. Yeah, end section. That's okay. Then after that, we are going to after that we are going to create another blade, which is called we're going to the show.blade. So the show.blade we are just going to create inside the folder called student. So here we have show.blade.php. So that is another blade. So show.blade.php, I've also prepared a code for it down here, and I copy everything. You can post the video as usual, and then you type all these things. So this is the show, which is going to give us single detail of a single show us the details of single field, or one student per one student. And then we will also have this back button, which is going to take us back to the list of the index file. You can see we've declared the routes here. So we have this, which is going to retrieve information from the student. So we have the variables, this student, which we have declared, and this variable is going to if you remember the controller where let me show you that. So we have app http student controller, you remember here. So we had the variable students here, which is going to retrieve student per id. So that is actually what we've used here. So we have student retrieving first name and last name is in the header section using h2. Then now we are opening the table, then the table rows and table headers, we are going to have table headers and the row together are going to show this. horizontally. So those are information. So with that, I think we are ready. And what is now remaining is to run our app. So to run it directly, we can opt to run it manually. Actually, the way I did it last time, by simply coming and entering like that. So what you'll do is to ensure that you are inside this public folder, and then it will run. But if you don't want to do that, you can kill that, and then you come to terminal, and then you say PHP artisan. Okay, let me just say PHP. We call it PHP artisan sub, and then you enter. So after you enter, you can see that this URL has already been automatically generated. You can right click, you can control, then click on the URL, and it will automatically open it here. Let me just take that URL and come back to Firefox, which I love using most. So you enter that here. We will see that it is running successfully. So this is our index view file, which is showing us these details which are coming from the app.blade.php. Then we have this search, and the search is working as shown in the search, where we are searching all details here per name, email. So we can search this email and see the return. So when we say put that email and then click on the button search, we get the detail for only this one person. Okay, if you remove that one and then we search everything, we get this. Okay, and then when we search by name, so let's just say that we want to search the score 88. So we put 88 and search, we get nothing. I think because we put the spaces there. Let me see. Okay, because I have not added the score. But if you search the name, let's search Alice and then hit on search, we get the detail of that student. If you click on add Alice Karanja, you get the single information of Alice Karanja. So this is the view file which we said. So you will see this is like made in a URL form, like the blue. When you click on that detail, then you are able to get the information of that single person, and you are able to see the ID here. So if you say ID 3, you will be able to retrieve that one for Kalamanje. If you say ID 1 like that, you get that one for Alice Karanja. If you say ID 10, let's search for ID 10, we get nothing. So that error. So you can extend this by handling your error. Like when you don't find something from the database, you don't display this, but you display something else. Otherwise, that is the end of our tutorial today. Please remember to share with your friends and family, so that we make a YouTube family together. As we said, we have started our journey, and we are going to learn a lot and new things. So ensure that you subscribe and click the bell icon, so that in future you get proper notification on our video uploads. Also, try to share our videos with your friends. Otherwise, have a nice time. Bye bye.